are literally the same exact ones. However, they do have curly hair at the end. And obviously they are a different color. That color was 4, in the color 4. And I'll also insert a picture of that specific crochet faux locks, so that way you know which ones those are. I'll link that down below as well, and I will try to remember to link in the cards the inspiration that I found for those locks, if I can remember. I want to say J Mari might have done it. I'm not 100% sure. If I can find it, I'll insert that. So I am gonna go ahead now and do the blow dry process. I will be using, and I did actually buy the full size of this, Ava NYC Main Magic 10-in-1 primer. And this was actually a little sample bottle, as you guys can see here. I did go to Sally and pick up the bigger version of this. I absolutely love the packaging. Like, the colors are my 2 favorite colors. My absolute favorite color is pink, but purple is my second favorite. And this packaging is so nice. I used this as like a heat protectant, and it actually surprised me and was very good. So I'm almost done with this, so I went ahead and picked that up. I am gonna go in now. I'm gonna put my little hand towel across my shoulders, and I am gonna go in and spray down this whole section. You guys can see this is my hair with my leave-in in there. And y'all already saw I use Mish Lavish leave-in. Typically when I'm doing a protective style, I always either use that or the TGIN leave-in. Always. Because they're nice and moisturizing. So I'm going to go ahead and spray this down. All of this primer applied, and just FYI, I'm sure this would be fantastic if you were doing a a silk press, because it's very lightweight. It has a nice mist. I'll kind of demonstrate you guys, like, if you can see it. I'll try to, but it's a very nice fine mist, and it smells so good. Like, it smells so good. But it's a nice lightweight, like, oil in a sense. I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of like an oil, but not really. I can't describe it, but it's oily in texture. Like, you might can see a little bit, like, that's it on my, like, fingertips. So it's like, it is a oil texture, but it just makes your hair feel so smooth. I love it. So now I'm gonna go ahead and part off my first section, which I'm gonna take like medium sized sections, and begin my blow drying process. I am just gonna kind of leave it out here. Okay, my mirror is actually just over here, not behind the camera, so bear with me if you see me kind of going off a little bit there. Just go through and detangle it some, and then I'm gonna go in with my blow dryer. One sec. And the blow dryer that I have been gravitating towards, I know I posted a video, probably was about 3 years ago. I started my channel, I want to say like 4 years ago. So about maybe 3 years ago, I reviewed the Revlon blow drying brush, I believe is what it's called. I will link that video down below so you guys can kind of see how I blew out my hair then. But I have since purchased this Ooh, sorry, it is kind of bright. This GVP generic blow dryer, which is compared to the Chi blow dryer. I used to have the Kiss Red blow dryer, but I actually gave it to one of my friends because at the time I was not using a blow dryer whatsoever. So I ended up purchasing this, I want to say year before last, from Sally. I love this. It makes the hair come out very smooth. It only comes with these nozzle attachments though, which kind of sucks because, you know, it's two different ones of this one. So I had to buy the comb attachment from Sally's. So this I actually bought separately. But it does have the airspeed, which is up here at the top, and then the heat. So you have, of course, no heat, I guess kind of low heat and high heat, and then no air, which is off. That's the power. And then medium speed if air, and the highest speed. Generally I do the highest speed for the air, and I do middle for the heat. So it's already set to middle, and then of course that's the cool shot. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in and blow dry my first section. I'm gonna do that with you guys on camera, but I will take the sound out of this part. All right, so this is the first section all blow dried. Okay, so I'm using one to detangle and another brush to just kind of brush through it. But just so you guys can see a little length check, try not to, I'm gonna turn my head straight in a second so don't nobody think I'm trying to cheat. All right, so let's check the bottom of my hair. Ooh, I ain't even in frame. Is here. So it's about armpit length. So just in case you guys are wondering how long my hair is now, and I'm just gonna twist it up. I usually braid it up, but I don't feel like doing all that right now. So I'm gonna go ahead, finish blow drying the rest of my hair. I will come back once I'm done with that and show you guys my parts. I'm gonna go ahead and do that off camera just to save a little bit of time. So I will be back soon, you guys. All right, you guys, so not gonna lie, it's been a few days. Not a few, it's just been like 2 days. I did pre-start on my hair, so I do have 4 of the Crochet faux locs installed. My mirror is right here, so at different points you may see me kind of, you know, looking over there, but I do have these 4 started already. And I did try something a little bit different than the first time I did this, so I will tweak this probably again when I install these again, just one more time, just to try to perfect it as much as possible. But I did want to go ahead and come on. I'm gonna do the next row here, the next row of 3 on camera, but I did want to show you guys the locks that I'm using, as well as I am adding hair to the sections, and you'll see what I mean by that once I get rolling. But the locks are these free tress braid wrap and lock hipster lock in the 18 inches. So that is what they look like. They are curly at the end. The other ones that I installed, that I put a picture of up on the screen earlier, was the Starla locks, I believe is what those are called. But they're basically, in essence, the same type of lock. Is just without the curly hair, and they're not kind of like curly. But as you can see, like at the top there, it does have the wrapping hair there, and then the locks. So these are in 18 inches. I am about 5'4" or so, and these come, the end of the curls come about to my waist. So that's just to kind of give you an idea, reference wise, how long these will be. And then the hair that I am using to wrap around the locks is this Afri Natural pre-stretch jam rock Mally twist, and this is also in the color 1B30. And excuse me, no, 1B27, my bad. And sometimes it can be difficult to find hair that matches. Like if you're doing something like this, it can kind of be a little difficult to find exact matching hair if it's not by the same brand. But luckily this worked out for me. So I am using this to wrap around the locks, and you'll see what I mean by that in just a minute. I honestly wouldn't mind that Mally hair. I wouldn't mind doing some twists with that, because that looks like some really, really nice hair. So I'm gonna go ahead and take down my next little row. I'm gonna do these 3 here, and then I'm just gonna bun these up. Ironically, I don't feel like the few that I've put in took that long to install. All right, so I'm gonna clip those out the way, and I'm gonna start on this one here. So this is my hair, and I'm just gonna feed the crochet hook through. This is the bigger crochet hook. Then you're gonna take the loop on here. My finger is through that loop, as you can see. Feed it on. Feed the end through. And then I do like to go and bring my hair through. So that way I'm pretty much putting the knot on top. So now that is installed, as you can see. So now I am going to fluff this hair right here out a little bit. Now I am going to go ahead and take one strand. I did cut this in half, so I cut it up here at the top part. I'm gonna go through and fluff this hair out just a little bit. I'm gonna now go back up here, feed my crochet hook through the section, pull it partially through, and then make sure I am pulling this longest end through. So pull that through like that.
So wrap a few times here at the root to cover the knot, then begin wrapping downward. And basically with this, I'm already at the end. So the hair that they provide gives you about that much wrapping area where my fingers are. Obviously my hair is much longer than that. So if you are fortunate enough to have kind of like teeny weeny afro, if your hair is only about this long braided, this should be plenty of wrapping hair for you, to be honest. Like if it's only this long, plaited up or twisted up, you'll be golden. So now this is the longer end. Since I'm at the end here, I am going to begin wrapping it around. So just kind of fluff it a little bit. I'm going to start wrapping. I'm going to try to wrap a little tighter because doing this method can make it look a little more thicker than it is. So just like that. But yeah, so that's what I've been doing. But like I said, I am gonna try to figure something else out with my hair, because I already am starting in the front, as it's probably awkward to you guys, like, why is she starting in the front? I'm starting in the front because I don't know if I'm gonna have enough hair as far as the wrapping hair. I only bought 2 packs because I figured split in half, I'm only going to use 1 a piece. That should be more than enough hair. But I'm running into where I'm having to add more hair. So that's why I started in the front. So at least that way the front can be, you know, whatever it's going to be. And, you know, hopefully I can kind of work it out and I don't run out of hair. So I'm going to go ahead and speed up just a little bit this next clip, because I will just pretty much be repeating the same process. So I'm going to speed it up just a tiny bit. So I'm going to go in first. All right, you guys. So in the sped up clip, you saw, I think I figured out a solution to me not having to add another additional piece of hair. I just need to kind of offset the hair I'm adding, or like basically. So what I'm gonna do to remedy this, I'm gonna take one of these, split it in half, and I'm just like, bruh, how didn't I think of this before? Split it all the way down, split it in half, break the end, because the end is kind of like in this weird coil. So do that. and then literally pull like so. I'm gonna just re-straighten that out a little bit. Okay. Pull that like that. And then basically like connect these like this, kind of like how some people do their braiding hair. Connect it like that, or like make it longer, whichever way. Feed it through like this, and then I have even more hair to wrap with. That's my plan. I am gonna go ahead, because this is taking so much longer filming. I'm gonna go ahead and continue working on this. I'm gonna give some super fast sped up clips, but so far so good. I am happy. I thought to pick up some more, like pick up some hair to actually wrap around these. I'm finding it a lot easier to install as well, and it's not taking me as long as I just did my mom's hair in those locks as well, and it's not taking me anywhere near as long to get through mine as it did hers. So we're happy about me figuring this out so that way, you know, I can kind of just continue practicing and do better on even the next install. I'll see you guys in just a few.
All right, you guys, so I am finally done. One thing I can say about doing my hair, I don't know, I really genuinely have no idea how other people do it, but it takes me so long because I get tired of doing it. Like, soon as I start good, I get tired of doing it. But as you can see, this is the final results. This color I actually was holding off for summertime to wear, but at this point, you know, it doesn't really matter. I just want my hair up and away. I don't really want to fool with it much. I'm gonna try to keep it mostly in protective styles, not necessarily with extensions added, but some sort of something to keep my ends tucked away. We shall see how that goes. But they turned out decent. There are some things I would do a little bit different if I decide to install these again. It is kind of time consuming, so don't know if I'll be installing them on myself. Like I said, again, needs some improvement, but again, this is only my second time doing it on myself, my third time actually installing them. And for the record, as far as just knowledge of how many packs I used, etc., I did use more this time than my first go round. I used 4 whole packs, and then I had to use about 7 or 8 strands out of the 5th pack. So I ordered 6 total, because it's always best to order more and need less than to need more and you purchase less. So that's always a tip. Just get more if you are not sure. And, you know, that'll just work out a little bit better for you. And as far as the hair that I use, I think I explained that earlier in the video that I wrapped around this time. Before, I kind of was doing a method of wrapping the lock around the rest of my hair. And that to me just was way more difficult. So it was much better adding on some form of like kinky hair. So like Marley hair, the Mally hair that I use, anything that's kind of rough in texture like that or a little kinkier is definitely really, really good to wrap. I did use every single pack of that. So I bought 2 packs. I used both packs. I most certainly could have used 3 full packs and I think that would have actually worked out perfectly. Probably would have bought a fourth one just to be on the safe side. But for future reference, I will most certainly do that again. That made for a much easier install. And I also earlier in the video showed you that I was taking half of the first pack. I had cut that in half. I would not do that again because it was so much easier using the full strand once I got to the second pack. So I would definitely just buy extras of that just to make sure I have plenty and install it that way next time. So just kind of was some learning curve for myself. I try to get a little bit of the sped up footage, but honestly, it's just taking me so long to do these. And it just takes a long time to do my hair because it's me doing it. I get tired of doing it. I have to stop, tend to my dog, stop, eat, you know, so it took me a lot longer than I feel like it takes most people. A lot of people be like, oh, I finished my hair 3-4 hours. Not me. Not me. So I am glad to finally be done. I did add some mousse at the ends. So, and I just went in with this curl mousse from African Pride. And then, of course, I always, when I do a protective style, I finish off with scalp care. And I just went in with my girl Tisha Rose, her hair growth oil, which y'all know I have showed this multiple times on my channel. I love her growth oil, and it's so like lightweight. It's not a thick oil at all. So it's always, honestly, that's usually my favorite oil to go in on my scalp with, either that or the Melanin Hair Care scalp oil. But if it's my preference between the two, it's her oil. And I like the way her oil smells too. Not that the melanin smells bad, it just smells like kind of pepperminty. This kind of has a sweet smell to it a little bit. I just like it, you know. But thank you guys so much for tuning in today. If you guys have any questions at all, I'm sure before I end this, my mom's gonna comment down below. She's who I actually just did these on before this video. So I did put some locks in her hair. I'm not sure if I got any footage of that. If I did, I'll have that inserted as well, because I'm sure she will comment down below and be like, oh, you just did those on my hair. I did her hair, I want to say 2 weeks ago now. So that was actually very time consuming. And if you guys have any questions about the installation process, any questions regarding the hair, etc., definitely leave those down below. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for tuning in. Peace, you guys.